Hi, how are you? Welcome to our channel. Thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't, please subscribe and press the bell icon not to miss any update. I hope you guys are doing well during this pandemic situation and you guys are staying safe at your home. And please do remember that quarantine is the time to think as we, not me. So let's start with today's video. As few of you must be aware that we have started uploading answers to the IELTS speaking cue card topics. So please, if you know anyone who's going to take the IELTS exam any soon, please share the link with them. And remember, think as we, not me. So in this video, we are going to have the left person as examinee and the right person as examiner. And the difference between examinee and the examiner is the examiner is the one who conducts the test and examinee is the one who go to take that test. And I just remembered something really important from my sentence, that sometimes we as people mostly make this mistake. We say, I gave my English exam, I gave my maths exam, I gave my this exam. But we always take the exam. Examiner is the one who give us the answer sheet, who give us the question paper. We are the one who take that exam. So please remember this, it will always help you in the future. So the IELTS speaking test is divided into three parts. The first is the introduction, that's part 1. Part 2 is the cue card. Part 3 is the follow-up questions based on that cue card topic. So before conducting the part 2, the examiner will say, now you'll be given a topic card and you will have 1 minute to prepare. So whenever you receive the cue card topic, whenever the examiner hands you the cue card topic, that's when the time starts, the preparation time starts. And then you get 1 minute to prepare. During the preparation time, you get a rough sheet to write something, to write your thoughts or whatever you're going to speak during the topic. And then you will need to speak for 2 minutes. Here's your topic. So whenever the examiner says, here's your topic, it's the time when your preparation time starts. So for this video, the topic is, talk about the job that you don't want to do in the future. Which job is this? Why you don't want to do? How do you feel about this job? So do remember this, that whenever you get the preparation time, do write something on the rough sheet. So, not to put the impression in the mind of the examiner that you've already crammed the answer for that topic. Let's speak the truth today. Like, there are 80 topics, 100 topics, or like 150 topics that every person prepares before sitting for the IELTS speaking test. And 85% of us, or among the examinees, get the topic that they have already crammed. So we are not going to put this impression in the mind of the examiner that we already knew, like this will be the topic or this can be a possible topic, and then we have already crammed the answer. So during the preparation time, on the rough sheet, write a few lines on like introduction, or a few vocab words or keywords or the idioms that you're going to use during your topic time, during those 2 minutes that you're going to speak on that topic. So this is a rough draft, but you can make your rough draft in your own way. This is just an example. So let's again recall the topic for today's video. So the topic is, talk about the job that you don't want to do in the future. Which job is this? Why you don't want to do? How do you feel about this job? So again, it's a rough draft. If it's an example, you can make your rough draft. You can write anything on the rough sheet in your own way. So now, based on this topic, I know that the heading is job don't want to do. So it is mandatory to add few lines on introduction. It is mandatory. So there are some marks on the introduction too. So I've written introduction and the few keywords like interest. So if I've written interest, I know I'm going to speak like people tried really hard to find a job based on interest, and there's some jobs that we're not interested in. And then the next keyword is huge competition. Next is ambitious suitable job. So if ever during the topic I get stuck, I can look at the rough draft and see like I've written word ambitious, and then I can form a sentence on it. So now we know the first question is which job is this? So job is the chef. I'm going to talk about the job that I don't want to do in the future is chef. Chef is a profession of art. I've written word cuisines to remember to speak and say the word cuisine. I've written not cup of tea. Cup of tea is an idiom, and mentioning not cup of tea means like the profession of a chef. I don't have the abilities for this profession. I'm not superior in this profession. So the second question is why? So I've written no passion. So remember, this topic is a negative topic. It's something that you're going to talk about you don't want to do, the job that you don't want to do. And remember, for the negative topics, you're not going to highlight your negative qualities. Mention something that this is something that this profession demands and your personality is completely opposite, but don't start highlighting your negative points. So you'll get to know the idea of how to mold such things in the new, like after a minute or two, when I'll start with the answer. So I've written no passion, no interest, ever learning, many responsibilities, hours at a stretch. So hours at a stretch is again an idiom. It means that you have to continuously work for many hours. I've written no offs, like you never get a weekend off. So the third is how feel. So I've written Master Chef Australia program. So I remember I'm going to speak on this program. Win heart, adore chefs, highly underrated. And again I've written a sentence. Route to someone's heart goes through their stomach, as it's an old Indian saying. So let's start with the topic. Let's start with the answer. Nowadays, it is really hard to find a job of interest. With the increasing opportunities and access to vast resources, there is a huge competition. I am ambitious and likewise in the race to find a suitable job based on my interest. There is one job that I wouldn't like to do in the future. I wouldn't like to be a chef. The profession of a chef is a profession of art. Chefs not only cook food, but they also experiment with different ingredients, present food on the plate as a true artist, and feed many tummies every day. I don't want to join this profession knowing that I don't have the passion to cook and feed others. Today, the world is a global village and there are so many cuisines that I haven't even heard of. In this era, the responsibilities of the chef are vast. It is an ever-learning profession. Chefs are open to adding new dishes to the menu, but they stay in the kitchen mostly. Besides, the chefs don't get weekends off and they work for many hours at a stretch. Eventually, I found that I lacked the spark that a chef should have. I am a person who likes to follow interest, and the inner desire and curiosity keeps me motivated and stays on the task. I like to engage in conversations with people, know about their culture, and learn from everyone. Thus, I never see myself in that position. I do have some culinary skills that make me independent and capable to live alone and feed myself as well as someone else. There was a time when MasterChef Australia was my favorite program, and I used to adore people experimenting with different ingredients from all over the world. I adore chefs and feel like they're highly underrated. There are so many chefs, from the ones who run stalls and the one on whose shoulders the big restaurants make business. Also, it is an old Indian saying that the route to someone's heart goes through their stomach. Thus, the chefs win thousands of hearts every day with their dishes. But this profession is not my cup of tea, and I would like to make teaching as my career. So, this was the answer, and as you must have seen that I have really nicely molded this was a negative topic and I didn't highlight my negative qualities. I put an impression like I'm someone who like to engage in conversations with people. So, and the chefs, they mostly stay in the kitchen, and this is completely opposite of my personality. And I've mentioned like I'm someone who finds my inner interest to motivate me, and I don't have the curiosity or I don't have the passion in this profession. I even mentioned at the end like I want to make teaching as my career, and this is something that I don't look for. And because I've spoken on the topic chef, and because in this era we speak so much on independence, and I think everyone has to be independent enough to have some culinary skills. That's why I mentioned like I do have some culinary skills to cook food for myself, but this profession is not my cup of tea. So I'm really nicely molded. So whenever you get a negative topic on for the cue card, do remember to mold it nicely. And thank you for watching this video. This is all for today. Stay tuned for some other videos, and thank you. Bye.